everyone, and welcome to another Instaviews. I hope you're all doing good on this lovely sunny Saturday. I'm Saskia, the assistant editor of Voice, and today we're going to be joined by acclaimed photographer Pixie Levinson. Pixie is going to talk to us about her journey through her career and what it is that she does and how she managed to end up there today. So, without further ado, let's bring Pixie on.
Hi Saskia.
Hi, hi Pixie,
Hi.
how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you? Lovely to virtually meet you.
Yeah, it's good to meet you as well. I'm good, thank you. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. The sun's out, so can't complain. Big
Yeah,
things,
it
big.
does. Spring is definitely coming.
Yeah, it does change the mood of the day when the sun comes out, I find.
Yeah, it really does.
Uh,
Okay, so to get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and your creative background?
well, I am called Pixie, and at the moment I'm in the countryside. But creative background wise, I guess I was always into art from a young age, and then I studied photography in university. But I think,
Oh, just a little bit of a signal issue.
is it okay? The signal.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
you're back
yeah?
now. Yeah,
Technology. It always gives a battle, doesn't it?
yeah.
But yeah, so then I studied photography in uni, but I don't think I really found the passion for it till I started working as a photographer, and then um, that's when I felt like I really started to get to grips with what I wanted to do and really enjoy it. And I think I'm still on that journey of finding it out and enjoying it. But yeah, and that's kind of the background of it, I guess.
So tell us a bit about your journey as a photographer. Like, how did you start out?
I always loved taking pictures, and then I actually started as a model. So I started modeling during university, and that really I was really intrigued by learning about both sides of the camera, and I realized in modeling what kind of a photographer I wanted to be ethically, and
Hmm.
what type of shoots I kind of wanted to put on myself. I was quite excited about being able to make people feel a certain way when they're on set via yeah, taking photos and making people feel comfortable and seen and heard, and yeah, and then so through modeling I started taking pictures of my friends and taking pictures of their journey and documenting that, and then that was when I was studying. And then I decided to retire as a model at 27. Wasn't really my choice, but stopped picking work, as it happens to a lot of people. And so I decided it was a good time just to do photography full time. And then I did that. I did photography full time, and then I started um, working. I went on tour for a few years, which was amazing. Great experience to travel and see the world and be able to document it. That was super cool.
Hmm.
Um, and then there was then there was lockdown, and that kind of brings us to now. Really.
Yeah, lockdown has caused a lot of problems for a lot of people. Um,
Yeah.
but but just before I am going to ask you the rest of the questions, where did you go traveling and what did you take images of?
We went traveling all round really, and I would take pictures of everything I saw. So just trying to document the people around me at that specific time and what was going on, and just trying to document it for myself, and also just to share that because it was new experiences for me, and it was really cool. I enjoyed the whole experience of it, and it was great. I think my favorite place was Tokyo. Out of all the places I did go traveling to, Tokyo was so cool. So much to see. It's like, oh, can't get enough.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Japan, so hopefully when this is all over, that's somewhere I can go and visit.
Yeah, it's so sick. You just can't get bored. There's just so much to see. It's amazing.
So, photography is quite a male-dominated industry. and as a woman, you've been very successful in the field. So how did you kind of navigate that at the start?
Thank you. That's a kind thing to say, Saskia. In the start, I actually didn't really notice it, if I'm honest. I didn't notice all the men around me because I think I was so zoned into the job. So I had such a tunnel eye vision through my camera of the specific thing I was taking pictures of. But I actually got pointed out on a photography during a festival once that I was photographing in the pit. My friend, he's also a photographer, and he pointed out to me. He said, "Oh, do you ever feel funny with all these men around?" And it was the first time I'd stopped and looked around me, and not just through the camera lens. And I was like, "Wow, you're right. Where are all my girls?" That was the first time it kind of sunk in that it was predominantly men who do music photography or behind the scenes photography on sets. But that's changing. I see more women, and I encourage more women to do it. And I think that it's such an exciting, especially music photography, there's such a adrenaline rush to it. So I'd hate for someone to feel unaccepted into that because it is predominantly male orientated. But also I hope, not hope, but maybe others too would just not really notice it. It doesn't have to be a thing, I don't think.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
It's kind of good in a way that you didn't feel that pressure to, act a certain way, or to, the fact that you just got tunnel vision, you and your camera, this is what I love to do, and you were able to do that freely. That's a really good, it's a good experience to have.
Yeah, I think to be in that flow of you're just doing that job it's such a nice feeling just to switch off all thought completely, and there just isn't any thought when it's a specific shoot or time frame, which is, it's nice and relaxing to switch the mind off sometimes. Yeah. He definitely does that for me. I'm grateful for that.
You did say that you think it's changing. Is there any like notable changes that you can think of that you've seen during your time as a photographer?
I did a shoot the other day, and there was another lovely female photographer on set. So I was like, "Oh, hello, lovely to meet you." So that's one woman I do keep meeting more and more women on sets, and I always say hi, and so there are more of us appearing, which I see that happening. It is definitely still very male dominated though. I don't know why, especially with music photography. I don't know why, but I guess it is what it is, and it will change when it changes. Yeah, if people even want to do that photography, maybe it's like that because people enjoy doing other things. Who knows?
No, exactly. It's always hard to pinpoint how certain fields become, male dominated. But you are a woman, and you're being very successful in it. So you are part of the change, which is great to see.
Oh, thank you.
No problem at all. So what experience from your career would you say you're most proud of, and why so far?
I'm really proud of I think I am proud of myself when I do things that scare me. So when I can do something that I don't necessarily want to do, and then I can break it down to why it is I don't want to do it, whether that's put some out there that I'm like, oh, but well, what if no one likes it? Or if that's taking up a job which is something that's outside my comfort zone, photography wise. And then when I can do that and then have that really nice feeling of it may not be perfect, but to still try new things. That's something I'm always proud of when I do that. And I guess when I started as a tour photographer, that was something I was very proud of, how that grew, because I'd never done that before, that photography or anything. So I was really learning on the job, and it was scary to learn on the job, but it was a great experience. I recommend people trying new things all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Overcoming your fears is always the best thing.
For sure.
Yeah, sorry, it was a little bit glitchy.
Oh no, not my connection.
Whereabouts in the country are you at the moment?
Well, I'm in Dorset, but my poor mother, by accident, she's cancelled our internet, so it was a
Oh,
total accident. Yeah, it's not ideal. So I've got this dongle thing. It looks like this, um, which
oh right.
I use, but it decides to stop working every time I've actually got to be on the internet. So it likes to play games with me.
It's typical. Technology is always like that.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I want to ask you about how you found your signature style, because from what I've read, you've kind of become a household name in the way that you do take photographs. So, how did that, how did you develop that style?
Um, I think I like to think it's still definitely developing and I'm still learning what that is. I remember always wanting a style. I remember being like, what's my style? I need to find a style. But actually, the more I surrendered or try to surrender to it just being what it is, the more I find it going in a direction, which I think I love being able to capture a moment and for that to bring someone's mind back to that memory of that happening. Um, so I really love behind the scenes photography. I really do. I think there's just something really cool about watching something be created and to capture that process. I think, and that translates into my other type of photography as well now, which if it's a fashion shoot or if it's a commercial shoot, I still like that candid element. And it's something I to carry on developing as I grow as an artist, because I think it's cool. It's cool when you can capture authenticity in stills.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Would you say behind the scenes photography is what you prefer to do, or could you do fashion as well? And so, which one would you say was your favorite, if you have
Oh,
one?
I don't know if I can pick, Saskia. I love them both. I really do, and I think it's such a collaboration. So it's always I'm always so grateful to be able to collaborate with either a designer or an artist or whoever that is, and help to bring everyone's artistic elements together and then capture that in photos, whether that is for stills for a campaign or behind the scenes, or it all kind of means the same to me if I can translate it correctly to bring that joy to everyone involved, because it's such a collaborative thing, photography. There's models, artists, there's so many people who put so much hard work into the finished product, and it's so cool to be able to collaborate with everyone to get those final stills. So yeah, I don't think I can pick really behind the scenes. I like it all.
That's a really nice way to put it, though. You seem to really care about, bringing everybody's vision to life through your photographs, and I just think it's really nice the attitude that you have towards your work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think from having a modeling background as well, it's always important to make sure people I just saw it's such a collaboration. It really is. There's so many talented creatives that are all there at the photo shoot working hard, and it is that's one thing I do love about it. It's such a collaborative thing, and it is a shame during lockdown to have missed that connection, that real connection with other creatives on set. That's something I definitely miss.
Yeah, well, that kind of sets you up for my next question, which is, how have you been coping during lockdown, like creatively? How has it been for you?
I got the gift of a job, which was a online job for Uppo, and it was really cool. It was a Valentine's job, and I actually got to connect with all these competition winners, which was great. Hear their stories and then photograph them and their chosen partner. So it didn't have to be a girlfriend or boyfriend. It could have been your best mate or someone or your family member or your boyfriend. And then the winners, I had a little chat with them, and we together came up with activities that they could do and I could photograph. And then I collaborated with my friend Keely, who's a graphic designer, on how to put pictures together in one picture so they have their own connective picture of their Valentine's date, which was such a lovely project to be a part of.
That's really sweet.
It was lovely. And then I got another opportunity to do another similar shoot with Asia Provocateur before that. So it's the industry is giving creatives these opportunities via adapting to the circumstance. It's not the same, but it's better. It's nice to be able to still connect with people and find new ways to be creative, I think.
Yeah, every industry has definitely had to adapt in one way or another, but it's just, I really like seeing what's come out of lockdown. You know, things that you probably wouldn't have done if you were able to be on a set, you know, connecting with people the normal way. It's really nice to see the different things that people have come up with.
For sure, and just have some time to really process everything, because we all move so fast day to day life, and it's I think this time is just to be still for a second is very beneficial. Not necessarily always comfortable, but beneficial, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's exciting to see what the new normal is actually going to look like when we do come out of this.
I know. So am I. I've got so used to it though now.
Yeah.
If people were like left on tomorrow, I don't know if I'd really want to. The introvert would be like, oh God, can I have another week to prepare?
I know how you feel. But because we don't have, you know, the pressures of having to, you know, go places, how have you managed to stay motivated during lockdown?
I haven't stayed motivated for the whole of lockdown for sure. I think it would be a lie for me to say that I have, because it's so difficult when no one's holding you accountable for your
Yeah.
work, and being freelance, no one is holding me accountable to my work, what time I get up in the morning, what I do with my day, and so it's been kind of like an up and down. Sometimes I have a drive and I feel motivated, and I have a really great week. And some weeks I find it quite difficult and sit on my floor and just don't do much. But I think having a routine helps. Having a routine really helps. And I found that if I try and just literally focus on a day instead of thinking about the week or too much in front of me, and just think, what do I really want to do today? What will make today fun? Rather than what should I do today? What should I, unless there's stuff that you need to do, and then obviously people holding you accountable for that, so you do it. But I mean the other free time we have as freelancers, where there's not necessarily a job on or anything, then I just try and listen to the 10-year-old voice in my head rather than the 32-year-old voice in my head. That day.
Do you have any like tips for people maybe in a similar field to you on how to, maybe for freelancers in general, any tips on getting up and, you know, doing what they need to do during the day?
I think that having purpose, so figuring out what your purpose is for that day, whether that's to connect with a friend or whether that is to feel good. And what is feeling good for you? Do you like cooking, or do you feel creative and want to do your art, and kind of figuring it out and putting some kind of purpose to how you want to feel for the day. And when you have that, it's easier to find those activities to feed that purpose. I find, and just also what I'm trying to work on at the moment is just surrendering to what is, rather than trying to change feelings of what the fuck's going on in the world, because realistically that is what goes through my mind a lot, because it's crazy. And it's scary on a lot of levels, but instead of running away from that, I'm just trying to allow it, and then it will pass, so I get told, by many books I've read. So that's in the air. It's not my opinion, it's just an opinion or something that helps.
Yeah, that's definitely the hope that, you know, it will pass. We'll see.
Exactly. And just the positive attitude and finding little things to be grateful for every day. I think that's massively helpful. I try and write down every day just things to be grateful for, because we're on a phone right now, we've got stuff to be grateful for. There's always stuff we can find.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, thank you, Saskia. It's a kind thing to say.
So what is next for you? Is there anything coming up that you're excited about? Any collaborations or anything?
I'm collaborating at the moment with Save the Children and Arsenal Football Club on a project. We're working with refugee camps in Jordan, where there's a creative project and cameras are actually now in the camps. So the kids have the cameras, and they're just instant Polaroid cameras. So they're documenting their lives there in the camps right now, and then they're going to send their pictures back to us, and I get the amazing opportunity of being able to look at their pictures and share them around, and hopefully bring these bring a bit more joy in this time with the kids, and allowing them to show their creativity through the lenses is really cool. It's a really cool project. I'm grateful to be a part of that at the moment.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's a fun project to be a part of.
So is that something that you're just going to post on your Instagram, or is there a site? Because I'd love to put it on the story afterwards to let people know about it.
Oh, thank you, Saskia. At the moment, I've been working with Bruno, who's a videographer, and we created a how-to video for the kids. So that went out to Jordan with the cameras, so they could learn how to use the cameras, and that was internal. And then the next part of the project, when we get the pictures back, I'll send you updates, because I am yet to find out. There's a few surprises in the project, and I'm yet to find out exactly what our avenues are with the pictures. But I'm sure exciting ideas are going to come, and I'd love to do something with the pictures, like an exhibition or something, to be able to show them on a bigger platform and do something cool. And so yeah, it's exciting. I'll keep you updated with that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything that We at Voice can do to help get that out there, then do just let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll pass it on to George and Stephanie, who I'm collaborating with on this project. It's at Save the Children and Arsenal Football Club, for sure.
Sounds great. Awesome. So my last question for you, Pixie, is what advice would you give to those looking to get into the photography industry?
I think I would say, take everything that comes to you as an opportunity, even if it doesn't necessarily work out and how you'd want it to work out. Mm-hmm. It comes to you, it is the universe giving it to you. I do believe that. And just to allow yourself the space to let it unfold how it's meant to, and taking that feedback and then using it in a positive way. And also to I mean, it's not easy, and I know that, but to have no fear when you share your work. If you like it, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a reason to it. I think I'm still learning that myself, that there doesn't have to be a reason to why you like something. If you like it, you like it. You don't have to explain it to people. So just to be brave with sharing your work and not have to explain yourself to why you like a certain type of photography or image, even if someone else will look at it and be like, well, that's a can on the floor. Do you like that can on the floor? That's all that matters.
Amen. Absolutely.
So,
well, no, that's good advice. Especially, I can imagine, art is so subjective, and everybody's gonna always have a different opinion. So if you spent your life trying to take pictures of things that could please everybody, then you'd just, it wouldn't work out.
Be very confused.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so just before we finish up, if anybody does have any questions, do write them in the comments, and then I will put them to Pixie. But in the meantime, Pixie, where can people find you online, like your social handles and everything?
So my Instagram is at Pixie Levinson, and that is all I have. I've got a website, www.pixielevinson.com, but I'm not on the other ones. I'm not on Twitter, my spelling's atrocious. I'm saving you all, really. I'm not on Twitter or anything else, but I'm on Instagram, and I've got a website, and that's where you'll find me.
Yeah, I think not being on Twitter is just better for everybody's mental health. It's a terrible place, so I don't blame you for not having an account.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it can be quite stressful, so I thought I'd opt out.
Someone asked, what age were you when you started doing photography?
I think I started taking photos when I was really young, like 13, 12, and then professionally I started in school. So when I was studying in school, then university. Professionally, I guess when I was 18, I guess because I was studying it full time at uni. So I'd say that's when I like dedicated a chunk of time to really do it.
Yeah. What was your uni experience like? Did you enjoy studying? Because some people prefer to just, get on with it in the real world. Like some people don't, study acting, for example. How was it for you?
I went to London College of Fashion, and I think it was an amazing experience in the fact that it gave me a chunk of time to really home in on something. But I also think that I wasn't mentally ready as a grown-up to study something full-time, and I really like having a good time still. So I don't think I think it's amazing if you go to uni, if you in a way, I think some people when they're going to uni as an older student appreciate it more because you really know what you want to do. I think when I was 18, I really wanted to party, and I did it very well. But I don't know if I really learned about photography on the job. You're right, Saskia. That's when I really learned about being a photographer, was when I started working and got my first job as a photographer, and wanted to do it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, uni's not for everybody. I postponed it myself like 2 years because, like you, I just enjoyed having a good time.
Yeah,
I didn't want to waste all that money, so I was like, let me just wait a bit. But I'm glad I went in the end, obviously.
Yeah, but you did the right thing. You waited, whereas I tried to combine them both, having time and the combining of them both definitely meant I probably didn't get the full learning experience. But the uni was amazing. And the tutors are amazing, and the resources you get. I'm very grateful to have been able to have that experience as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. I have a friend over at London College of Fashion. She does design, but it seems like a really good school. So
yeah, and I made some great friends there. I hold the friends I met there close in my heart. Met some great people in that time.
Somebody else said, "What's your go-to setup?" So I'm assuming that's technical camera stuff.
Well,
not a photographer.
Right now I've got my tripod balancing on a book with a ring light behind it. But it can be more technical than that. It depends if I'm in a studio, then I'll be working with lighting assistants who will help me to set up the correct lighting for the client's wants and needs. Or if it's an editorial, then I get to have a bit of fun and be more creative with the lights. But if I'm shooting behind the scenes, I usually have different lenses and a flash and 2 camera bodies. I use the A7R3 and a pelly case and just a backpack, and just changing, and no lights apart from my flash really. I saw someone the other day on set though with a really cool ring light attached to them, and it was like a portable little ring light, so that I'm going to be adding into my kit soon. That's my next thing I'm going to order on Amazon.
Good old Amazon. You can find anything on there.
Literally, it's so good.
Well, Pixie, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you, Saskia. Thank you for having me. It's been lovely to talk to you as well. And I hope you have a lovely day. It's sunny outside.
Yeah, I know. I might go for a walk afterwards. After all the work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so guys, you can find Pixie on Instagram and on her website, which I will post afterwards. And thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have a really good day as well.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye.
Today's episode was made possible by Voice Magazine, an online platform for young people interested in art and culture. You can read VoiceOver at voicemag.uk and find it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as VoiceMagUK. If you like this podcast, please consider helping us to make more with a donation of any amount at voicemag.uk/donate. Thanks to Kevin MacLeod for use of the track Thief in the Night. You can find more of his work on incomputech.com.